Hold on.
Showtime.
For the big screen mainstream actors today.
Well, so Doug, here's a question. How can you tell the difference between a real NFT and fake?
Welcome to the Tech School Podcast powered by DSDT. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. I'm Josh.
And I'm Mr. Harris.
Oh, Mr. Harris. Good afternoon to you. Top of the hour.
Top of the day to you, sir.
All right. How's it going here at DSDT, brother?
It's a long day. It's been long. I've been up myself since you went on air this morning.
Oh, since 4 a.m.
Since about 4 a.m.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What had you up that early?
I'm in the process of building out more campaigns, trying to get the general student population around the school up. I was on the phone with one of our team members down in Miami yesterday, and he was giving me some tidbits about some things we should possibly bring into the fold. So I'm trying to execute on that. So that means a lot of late night, midnight candles burning. I'm just trying to make sure that, coming into this next year, we're having probably a bigger enrollment than we have this previous. Right. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Good deal. Getting pre-pandemic days.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's just from the standpoint of probably our online classes now. And I've been telling you guys for a while, we're going to start this medical assistance program. And I'm trying to get our CEO, you guys know her name, Jamie Go.
Yes.
We're trying to get her on as soon as possible to kind of map that out for us, because I'm not the person to talk to. I really ain't. I can't say that word. I'm really not. I can hear it now.
Yeah.
Did
you say you really ain't? Did you really say that?
I ain't.
But people can use ain't for effect.
No, you cannot.
Okay, no,
you can't.
All right, 9 times out of 10, you can't.
Right.
But I guess I've heard people who I know are well-spoken folks in the public eye. I've heard the word ain't, but used as effect.
No, I don't think so.
All right, fine. Don't use ain't. You never hear me say ain't. So yeah.
I ain't gonna say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is funny because I was actually watching an interview with Ellen and Puffy, and he was talking, and he wasn't as polished as he tends to be, and he kind of reminded me of the good old boys down south that I'm used to growing up with. We have I wouldn't call it a Southern drawl. It was just a certain way that we speak, and if you're not akin to it, then you really have a hard time understanding us. And ain't, it tends to be one of those words that you hear more often than not. So
I'll take ain't over conversate.
Conversate.
I know you've heard that one.
What do you mean?
It's not a word. That's my point.
It's conversate?
Conversate.
I've never heard that.
Man, I've heard it way too many times. It basically is a way of saying having a conversation, conversing. You'll hear it in songs. You'll hear it. It's definitely out there in the realm.
Josh.
Yes.
Okay.
That one makes me cringe. It's like, because when you say it, people think a certain way about you depending on your environment. Yeah. That's the one that does it for me.
Conversate. Okay, I didn't even know that it did not exist, but I will tell you the one that always gets me. Will you be more specifically?
Specifically.
Can you be Pacific?
Specifically.
That one always gets
not
me.
PAC, but
Right.
SPE.
Right.
So on.
Yeah. I need you to be Pacific.
Yeah, that's a bad one too.
Yeah. You want to stay away from those, but definitely, I couldn't use ain't because I can hear it later tonight. I got a grammarian.
Why did you say that?
I got a grammarian. And luckily, I've been able to clean up somewhat, but I still got a lot of rough edges.
Hey, it's always good to have someone in your corner, whether it's a significant other or a good friend, a loved one, etc., who keeps you grammatically correct.
I don't know about that. I don't. It makes me cringe at times.
I mean,
Stop correcting
okay.
me.
Here's one I hear at my own shop all the time that makes me cringe. Dead body.
Why?
Because it's redundant. You don't say dead body. A body has been found. A woman's body has been found. Not a woman's dead body has been found. She's dead. Unfortunately, the individual has passed due to certain circumstances. It's redundant to say dead body. Or another one out here, 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. It's 5 a.m. Therefore, it's morning. Also redundant.
I got another grammarian, everybody. I'm just saying, we got another grammarian over here.
And we're here to talk technology. Not necessarily English.
English class 101. Hey, but you made a real good point. I once knew a guy, and he was in prison on a life sentence. And the argument that he was making to get back in court was that during the sentencing phase, they charged him with overkill, right? Because I guess he had shot the guy, I don't know, whoever it was, shot him quite a few times. And his argument was that whether it was the first bullet or the third bullet, there's no such thing as overkill, right? Once you kill something, it's dead, right? So, and he was actually getting action before the courts that they wanted to hear the argument because no one had made that before. I don't know what happened to it. It's been quite some time, but I thought that was fascinating.
That is fascinating because it goes into the harsh truth, if you will, because of the topic.
Right.
Dead is dead.
Right. That's exactly what you just said, right? I mean, a dead body, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's redundant. So if
you can charge with the homicide, but how can you add an additional charge of quote unquote overkill?
What's overkill? Either it was dead or what? At some point, I'm just shooting into a body, a corpse. So there's no such thing, at least legally, he was trying to argue in regards to it being overkill.
No, it's just it's one charge, the murder, whatever degree that falls under X, Y, and Z. But the additional charge of quote overkill is kind of non-existent.
Yeah, see, that's why we need some attorneys in here to kind of explain all this to us. Disclaimer: I am not an attorney.
Neither am I.
The opinions that you hear now are strictly for entertainment purposes only.
Yes. Just generating the conversation.
Right. If you think that this is legal advice, I would say that you need to call a trained attorney, someone who has a license to give you your advice. Now, with that being said, it was overkill. I'm just saying. It was overkill, right?
Oh, man.
All right, man. So what are we going to talk about? So this week we actually have Mr. Q Lewis. Q has been here with us before, and Q is going to be coming on to talk to us about the In the News topic this week. And I think it's on fire myself.
Man,
I really want to get into it with Q. So why don't we just go ahead and bring Q in now? Mr. Lewis, how are you today, sir?
There we are. What up, guys?
All right. What up, though, Q?
What up, though? Hey, I only got a few things to say, man. I ain't playing with y'all. I'm just here to conversate. All right? I'm just here to conversate. Specifically,
wait a minute.
Specifically about the dead body that they found at 4 a.m. this morning.
Oh, man.
Quite possibly could have been overkill.
Quite
wow.
You just overkilled that.
Man, good way to put all of those into one full thought.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. I've been waiting to get queued in this whole time to say that.
Wow.
Professional. I just love it. I love it.
Good.
Bravo.
Specifically for that.
Bravo.
Q Lewis in the building. Good afternoon to you, my brother.
Good afternoon, guys.
Q, it's been a while since you've been here. What's going on with E-Block Radio before you get into this topic?
You know what? Just working on some things, man. Incorporating some new podcasts. Actually working on a sleep apnea based podcast coming up soon. So it's going to be, the podcast will be a part of a documentary actually. So it's going to be all encompassing, the documentary podcast as well as a written book. So just working on those things and, you know, keeping it moving.
Why sleep apnea?
For one, I'm a sufferer of sleep apnea, but also too, the Black community, especially specifically men. No, seriously, no. African American population though is largely in the 90 percentile of undiagnosed cases of sleep apnea, and sleep apnea, of course, can sometimes cause hypertension, other heart diseases, and even diabetes. So those are also silent killers in our community. So I'm just trying to spread awareness so that people don't have to go through blindly like I did, you know, when I found out I had sleep apnea. Just trying to encourage people to go get sleep studies and get some sleep.
I can tell you right now, I've never done a sleep study, but I was diagnosed with a sleep, I would say an issue, if you will. When I was, and this is a story that was told me, I don't know, I was just there, I just don't remember it.
Okay.
So that when I was 2 weeks old, that my mother was carrying me, and I started to go into convulsions and my eyes rolled or whatever.
Whoa.
And so in 2007, I was diagnosed with nocturnal epilepsy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So had did the whole, you know, EKGs and everything. I have a scar on the frontal lobe of my brain. I haven't had an episode in a long time, I don't think.
Right.
It's one of those situations where you could literally be lying next to me and I could have a petty mal and you or I wouldn't know it.
Wow.
You know, so yeah, very serious, some of the things that we deal with in our community. And for the longest, I can tell you right now, I never was diagnosed because I'm a country boy. I grew up down south. My grandmother always said I had fits.
And that's just what it was. You had a fit.
That's what it was. You know, you have fits.
Yeah.
And so 2007, I was up north and I was able to go and get it diagnosed. And lo and behold, they actually have a medical name for it.
Yeah.
So,
and see, that happens often. And that's how we keep kind of living with undiagnosed things that are treatable, you know. So I just want to be kind of on the forefront of that and, you know, bring some awareness to you know, to our people. I'm trying to leave some kind of legacy, man, because I don't want to just take away from everything. I want to give back too.
And you're doing a great job of it, my friend. Great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's crazy you guys bring up this topic of health in the Black community. I'm 38 years old, and a friend of mine who I grew up with, I found out just last night, Wayne, the brother, died from a heart attack. Same age as me.
Same age. He's not even 40 yet.
38 years old.
Wow.
May he rest in peace. Good brother.
Yeah. You never know what those contributing factors are because we don't often go to, first of all, as Black men, we just don't go to the doctor.
We don't.
We're just afraid, and understandably so, because it does feel like you don't really start deteriorating until you find out you've got an illness. So I think that's what steers a lot of us away from even getting diagnosed in the first place. So that and inadequate access to actual like good health care.
Yeah,
you know, that's a whole nother situation now.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? And so we didn't. Of course, we didn't sign up for this conversation.
No.
I know, right?
But definitely. So I lost an uncle in 2016. My last uncle. Well, one of my last uncles, next to last, and he passed from prostate cancer. Right? Didn't even know that he had cancer until his wife went to the bathroom after him, saw stool, bloodied, and voila, he has cancer. He was already in stage 4. And I have to say that it's all the more reason why I'm regular about my checkups now, because I believe that had he known he was going to exit the way that he did, he would have gone and got checked out sooner.
For sure.
You know, so many times we're of this old school mind, and it's old school. You know, I don't want nobody to know my business. You know,
Right.
I'm not going to the doctor because I'm gonna die of something, you know, and that's not true. You want to try to live in this existence as long as you can in this machine.
Yes,
for sure.
You know, and to what Josh's point a moment ago, my father died at 23 years old from a heart attack.
Whoa.
23.
Wow.
23 years old. His father died from a heart attack. His brother died from a heart attack. So heart disease runs rampant on my father's side.
Right. So that definitely means you got to keep keep an eye on that for sure.
Absolutely. So I stay on, my examinations. You guys, some of you, well, you guys still young. You haven't gone to the doctor yet, and they you got to take your prostate.
I'm almost there. I'm
telling you, get ready for it. It doesn't have to be a taboo topic.
Yeah.
And we don't want to Will Smith and do it on air.
No.
I'm just here to tell you, man. It's coming, brothers. It's coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming, and it's sooner for me than Josh. But yeah.
right.
But when it comes, got to take care of it.
Most definitely.
Got to take care of it.
All right, my friend. So why don't you tell us what is going on with Elon?
Okay, so first of all, let's talk about this. The fact that he originated this deal, a few months ago, and then decided, you know what, hey, I don't want this, right? But then they sued him. So like they forced him to buy it. So they sued him into buying it. Basically, if he backed out of the deal, he was gonna owe them a bunch of money. So in essence, he turned around and went ahead and completed the deal and then fired everybody. So I think a true Elon Musk fashion. But I think the thing that I'm afraid of though with this is that I don't feel like Elon Musk has anything to lose. And I'm almost fearful for someone to be in charge of a communication source that large who doesn't have anything to lose. And I think that there were some rumors that, he was going to unban certain Twitter users, i.e., Donald Trump, obviously one of those.
He already did, didn't he?
He already. I didn't know if that was a real post. Like, how sometimes people make fake posts. I wasn't sure if that was really the Donald Trump. So I'm not sure yet. So I won't say on that yet. But I mean, obviously, he has the power to do so at this point because he's in control of everything. The people who had checks and balances, he fired them. So like that's really it. And then also initially a few days ago, they were going to do $19.99 a month to keep your verified badge. Got some backlash on that, and now he's dropped it down to $8. So it's weird because I know he's not doing it for the money. So I'm not really for sure exactly what he's trying to pull off at this point. I know freedom of speech has been a heavy topic at this point because of our good brother Kanye. So I think it's been a large conversation. Social media is one of those places where I feel like you should have freedom of speech, but it's also a place where a lot of slander and stuff can go down unchecked. So I'm not sure if this is a great idea. I think they forced his hand by suing him and forcing him to buy it, and now we kind of just got what we got.
Yes, because it's kind of giving the impression you make me buy it. Okay, then I'm going to do whatever the heck I want with it.
Exactly. And that's what I'm afraid of.
It's already happening. I mean, with the blue check mark, we're going to charge $20 a month.
Yeah, so they dropped it to $8 now.
Oh, it's dropped to $8. Okay, but still,
right.
You're charging people to keep a little blue check mark on their social media platforms. People are going to say the heck with that blue check mark.
And a lot of people would start to defect from the platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitter wasn't even, when you have TikTok now, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter isn't really among the top ranking to begin with.
It's not among the top, but it does have a heavy influence. So maybe you don't go to TikTok. Maybe you go to TikTok first or Instagram, before that. But Twitter has some validity though. Sometimes some of those tweets, man, they're yeah.
I mean, when you're looking at in the face of like a Discord, among whatever the community is, there are a lot of crypto activists that are still on Twitter heavy, not just journalists, and they're building their communities around Twitter. I think that moving forward, as long as they can keep off a lot of the fake news, if you will, but I don't even know how you even begin to kind of minimize that when you have your head saying that he just pretty much wants it to be an open form of communication.
Right.
The wild, wild west.
It's the wild, wild west.
Hall,
Social media.
as he calls it.
Yep. And I get it, and I understand it. You know, he really wants to take the reins off of controlling what's to be, but you also have to have a sense of protection, right? And I know that.
I mean, I got some screenshots over the weekend of people showing me posts with the N-word just dropped dozens of times, just because a user could go on and just drop it now without the worry of being banned.
Now wait, I gotta ask now. I gotta ask, in what context was it used? I gotta ask. Was this between Snoop and Dr. Dre, or was this between John Robeson and Adam?
No, some of the screenshots I've seen, just N-word, 12 rows of it.
Yeah, just completely being funny, like
or trying to be funny,
saying I can do it and get away with it type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, and that's the problem. And then you've got someone who's in control of that, who has just has too much capacity. Like it's a lot. I'm afraid.
I'm not, and I'll be honest with you. I got back on it yesterday. I haven't been, and we've been talking a number of weeks.
Check mark?
I don't know about that yet. I've been talking a number of weeks, with Amber, as she's been bringing these updates to us.
Yeah.
And I finally decided, I said, maybe I ought to start putting more content on Twitter again, because I used to use it real heavily maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And now that Elon is there, though, I'm really looking into using it more often. Now, one of the things that I really, really like about it are the spaces, that are akin to Clubhouse, and you go on and you listen to a lot of the conversations that are going on around whatever the topic is. I love that. And he's talking about building and putting Vine, back as a part of it.
Oh, man. Remember Vine?
Yeah. See, so he's told everybody, listen, y'all fired, but everybody else, I need you to get Vine back up and running, because I want to have that as part of the portfolio as well. So, I mean, the man is not an idiot.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the guy
to figure out.
Right. We're talking about the guy who took a rocket and said that he wanted to be able to send it out to space and bring it back and land it.
Refresh my memory. How much did he buy Twitter for?
44 billion.
44 billion.
Yeah, you can't be an idiot if you're able to buy anything for 44 billion.
Well, okay, now let's dive down this rabbit hole. You can't be an idiot if you're able to buy anything for 44 billion.
You knew how to do something to acquire that kind of money.
Let's talk about
to make that kind of purchase.
Who got $2 billion in one comment. Supposedly lost all of the $2 billion. Mr. Ye himself, right? I mean, come on now. How do he was smart enough in order to accumulate that type of wealth, but he wasn't as smart in order to protect and keep it.
What did he say? I'm gonna go DEFCON 3 DEFCON. What did he say on Jew? Like what? What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh? Kanye say that you're just speaking to the future me.
What?
You're speaking to the future me. That's why you can't understand it, because it's the future me.
Yeah, I don't think he understands.
I mean, just because we can't excuse it.
Right?
It's racist.
Yeah,
it is racist. It's targeting a community in today's world. So are you kind of laying out a potential hate crime?
But you know what, though? One thing I have to say this, and I
got one more thought, but go ahead. Go for it, man.
Always tell the truth, Josh.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
So when Kanye was wearing the White Lives Matter t-shirt, when he did that, everybody, oh, blasphemy, hell, his but his reasoning behind it, I found it somewhat intriguing.
Break it down for us. Let's hear
Kanye
it.
said the reason that he was wearing the White Lives Matter is because all lives do matter. And he said during the Black Lives Matter whole movement,
Right.
he said that you had a lot of white people that were wearing Black Lives Matter shirts and nobody
True.
said nothing about it.
True.
So the moment that he puts on a White Lives Matter shirt, you got everybody, you got George Floyd, baby's mama that wants to come after him.
But also, also keep in mind with the George Floyd part of the conversation, there were some comments he made where
he didn't believe that George was.
He didn't have his neck crushed.
Yeah.
Pretty much in a nutshell, he believes
Yeah.
George Floyd died of having fentanyl in the system instead of having a knee pressed down his neck.
Yeah.
I mean, again.
But these are the same people that still believe that Trump won.
I mean, when you say something like that,
I'm just saying.
Right.
I mean, I didn't say everything he said was on point, and I agree with it. I'm just saying that when he makes statements like that, I can say, you know what, I kind of understand that.
I see. That's the tough thing about Kanye is that
bingo
in between what I'll loosely use the word crazy. In between the crazy stuff, there's some genius stuff. He said some stuff that I totally align with, and then he just run off the rails, and like I don't know what to do with that. Like it's like you want to support him because like yesterday he said this, and I'm all with it, and then today he said what? Oh God.
Exactly. He counters. It's counterproductive.
It is. It is. There you go.
His whole approach is counterproductive.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I initially saw the tweet of I can't even remember DEFCON 3, it's like where did you come up with that?
Mhm.
Like who wakes up and thinks that?
Yeah. That a person. I mean,
and then he said that that's not even the most lethal DEFCON. So like people tripping.
Oh, it's DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. That's what he said.
And so he said like that's not even the extent that DEFCON goes to. I guess it goes to like 6 or 7 or something. He was saying so like 3.
Okay.
3 isn't even bad. Is what he was saying.
Okay. So he didn't. He was being gracious. He
was being gracious.
He said he was claiming to be gracious by going only
3 instead of the full extent.
Okay, DEFCON 3 instead of DEFCON 6 or 7. Huh?
See, and the fact that he didn't respond like that make you be like, what can you do with that?
What can
you don't go DEFCON at all?
Let's try that.
Anybody?
Let's try that.
You don't tweet about it.
And don't say it on the podcast.
That you can't tweet about it without any restrictions.
Yeah. Right. And you have a lot of that going on. I think that we as a society are just desensitized to others' emotions whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't look into the plight of other communities, other individuals, and just take for a moment to think that they really have been through something, you know, and everything is lighthearted and I can say what I want without any consequences. But quite naturally, we've shown again that there are consequences for you yelling, there's a fire in the middle of the movie theater.
Yeah. Right. I mean, well, I say racist for the comments Kanye made against the Jewish community because we're not going into what community of people went through with the worst between slavery and the Holocaust.
Right.
What I'm getting at is when you say DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, you are attacking a community that went through the Holocaust.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like anyone to say to us the N-word or back in the times of slavery, you're attacking people of color.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
What the heck were you thinking, man?
Or maybe you just weren't thinking.
Or
maybe you sat around and said, well, if I say this, I wonder how much of a rise I'll get from it.
Oh, you got to rise.
You
got to rise.
Yeah, it might cost you $2 billion.
Yeah,
but you got to rise.
It cost you probably one of your greatest inventions in the Yeezy sneaker.
Yeah, wow.
With Adidas dropping you from it.
Yeah, but that's only, I mean, come on now. We already know how it goes. He's probably be off the market for maybe 5-10 months, and he'll be back, and he'll be strong as ever. I mean, he's not like a Harvey Wine in his face.
Yeah.
It's not one of those situations.
We're talking extreme behavior.
Right,
we're talking
we ain't talking
sexual
R. Kelly.
assault.
We ain't talking R. Kelly. He hasn't been charged. Wow. He'll be back. He'll be back.
I'm gonna tell.
Will came back. Will's coming back. Come on now.
I believe I've seen some photos of him and Martin Lawrence filming Bad Boys.
Yeah,
4.
he actually has a movie. I think it's due out next month, and I forget the name off the top of my head.
The slave movie, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, look, Will should not be banned from making a living,
right,
for the poor choices he made at the Oscars. I think he already is paying the piper with the humiliation and being banned from the Oscars for 10 years.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but
yeah,
well, maybe
and maybe having
to
Chris
lose.
Rock brothers saying,
"Don't let us catch you."
Don't let us catch you doing something like that. So I think, yeah, you got the Rock family on you. You're banned from the Oscars. You humiliated yourself.
Right.
I think Will Smith. I think he paid the piper.
Right.
Yeah.
Let the man move on and try to rebuild what he lost.
But that's my whole point.
Yeah.
5
Same
months
thing
from
with
now,
Kanye.
10 months from now.
But it's hard to. Will embarrassed himself. Kanye went after a community.
Yeah, that is.
I can't
That
look
is
at
a little
it,
different.
I can't look at it from Will. No, he didn't embarrass himself. He was violent. It was a act of violence.
Yep,
Kanye didn't do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fair
So
point.
if anything, I see what Will did as being more detrimental than Kanye using the language that he did. I mean, that show on national television to a national audience or global audience at that.
Yeah.
Now, come on, man. That's unforgivable.
It is.
Yeah,
So
if you even go back to that, like, and just kind of equating it to this whole Elon Musk thing, the Twitter thing, I think that unfortunately, even as a podcaster, we have a sense of duty, I believe, and that's kind of what happened with Drink Champs. Like, let's just be honest. Like, if the conversation didn't happen on Drink Champs, possibly it would have never happened, or maybe it would have never went that way. And I think that at some point, the people who run the shows and the people who run Twitter, obviously Elon Musk at this point, have to kind of make the decision whether the clicks and the notoriety is worth giving certain people platforms. Now, with Kanye, as far as it went with Drink Champs, him and Nori is cool, but let's be honest, he's been on there 3 times already. If we really friends, I got to tell him, like, look, bro, you kind of hot right now, and I know we gonna get 1 million clicks, but like no, you can't come back on. Like, bro, you've been on here 3 times already.
Right.
You've been the big homie and been like, dog, let's talk about what you want to talk about, but I'm not putting it on there. So that's like, I respect Maverick over at the shop, because they recorded a Kanye joint over at the shop and decided after the way it went, like, hey, I'm not putting this out. I would have respected Nori and them if they'd have done it that way, as opposed to letting it out and then taking it down and apologizing. So and this is the same responsibility that's gonna be put on Elon Musk. Like, all right, so you go get his platform to all these people and they go say something crazy, and then what? Like, are you gonna go on an apology tour? He got billions of dollars. He not about to apologize to nobody. So now we in trouble, and that's why this whole Twitter thing is scary.
He's definitely going to be held responsible for any and everything that's said on the platform. That's what's up. That's what,
and he don't care.
That part, right?
Right, that part. I mean, you're talking about the guy who owns Tesla and went on Joe Rogan's show smoking weed. He don't care what you think.
But it was legal though. Hold on now. It's not like he did anything illegal.
I don't know nowhere where it's legal to smoke weed on air. Like, literally, like, people doing it, but like in real life, is it really legal? Like, can we go to NBC or CBS and smoke weed on TV? You can't even smoke cigarettes on TV.
I don't know. I've never been on TV, so
I mean, you peep that though. Like, they don't even smoke cigarettes on sitcoms no more.
Josh said, "Let's not try it.
Let's not try it."
First one to try it. I would like to be the first one to try it.
There it is. There. Okay, so because he wants to try it, everybody. Q, why don't you tell everybody if they were looking for you on all your social media channels where they might be able to find you, sir?
Check me out on eblockradio.com, and of course you can check me out on IG at q.lewis313. Is your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205 Red Zone, baby.
Q, we want to appreciate you again. Thank you for coming and giving us some insight. A lot of it that it was. You are so knowledgeable about everything you do, and we look forward to having you again, my friend. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys all the time. And you know I love to be here.
Most definitely. We gotta
Ain't
get you on more
no
often.
line about that. Specifically being on here on
Oh
on
my
Tuesdays.
goodness.
Specifically. I love to
All right,
conversate with you guys.
Talk to you in a minute. Talk to you in a minute, brother.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.
He's crazy. He's crazy. I kind of wanted to, and I know we got a next guest coming up, right? But I definitely wanted to make sure that we showed some love to. I don't know if you had a chance to, but this here,
It's on my list. Is it
This
out
is-
yet?
it's
Or-
out. It's out. I
Okay.
think it came out last Friday.
Okay. Have you seen it? Okay. Go for it.
Listen, when I tell you that it was probably one of the better movies that I've seen in a long time, that it was. That
Okay.
it was. And you know, I mean, we all know the stories, you know, of what took place. And but it makes things real like personal and relative. And when I say that, it means that I was born in 72, you know, and this happened in 55. So we're saying less than 20 years. You know, I still remember what was happening 20 years ago. Right. So here I am being born in the South, because this happened not too far from where I was born, small town in Arkansas. This is right across the bridge. And it just made everything so crystal clear as to what was happening during this time, what happened with this young man, and the turn of events that arrived as a result thereof. I mean, I just thought it was one of those where they say, you know, you laugh, you enjoy the ride, you even begin to. I had tears myself because it was just that realistic. So I definitely wanted to make sure that, you know, we get out and we support films like this.
Yes.
Keeping in mind that DSDT in the beginning was a film institution. That's what we started off as, film production, training individuals in it. And this being a year of films, we're talking now we have Teal. Next we'll have the Wakanda Forever. We have the Black Adam just played. We had
great movie.
We now see that one I gotta go see. We had
Black Adam is good.
The Woman King.
Yes.
You know,
Viola Davis. Great movie. That's a movie I would buy if you're at a Target or a Meijer and you just so happen to see it on Blu-ray disc. It may not be a bad idea to just go ahead and put that in your cart and just have it in your collection.
We have had some phenomenal movies here out the last month or so, and we just want to make sure that we get out and support these. You know why? Because we get to tell parts of our stories, and when I say our stories, I mean the Black community. Right? We get
support Black film.
We get to tell parts of our stories that haven't been done by Hollywood in eons. You know, and we want to make sure that they realize that we get out and we want to see our movies. It's not good enough that we see it on our Fire Stick. I got a Fire Stick. I just want y'all to know. You know, it's not good that you just see it on the Fire Stick.
It comes down to Carlos. We have to support, but we also have to understand the bottom line.
Absolutely.
And it's finally at a point where Hollywood is at least interested enough to pursue the Black perspective more than it has in the past. With that being said, it has to add up in profits.
Yeah, that's true.
It just does for that movement to continue building. Alluding to your point. We got to get to the theater. We have to buy the ticket. We have to support financially.
You absolutely do. You know, and I took my wife to see this one with me. I took my wife and my aunt to see the Woman King with me, you know, and they, like my wife said, I was the only white person in the movie theater. You know, he's sitting there, we're watching these movies, and she's getting a taste of history, because I'm talking about, you know, she's never seen stuff like A Time to Kill, which we came home and I turned on for, Mississippi Burning, and you know, all these things that we grow up watching that she's never really, you know, seen, because for one, I'm from down south.
That's Time to Kill. That one to this day in the courtroom, the closing argument, Matthew McConaughey.
Come on now. Come on. I mean, that's what we all in the community, right? We get our say so from, right?
That moment in that film.
Come on. Yeah.
That moment is timeless.
If something happens to my baby, what would you do?
Yeah.
What would you do? And I mean, it just made everything so relative, right?
But no. I mean, the way he laid out exactly what happened to that little girl, and then said at the very end, "Now, do me a favor. Imagine she was white."
Right.
Whoa.
Like, hold on now. What kind of games you playing here? What do you mean?
Whoa.
What do you mean?
That scene is timeless.
Yep. Absolutely, it was. Probably one of the better movies that you can. And that movie came out in 96.
Oh, yeah.
96. It seems like eons now, but I vividly remember that one. But I've been having this thing where I've been pulling some of these movies up and having her to watch because she just doesn't know that part. I think, and I can go here and I'm going to do it. I think this is part of the movement of critical race theory, right? Where they want to ban get into the whole explanation of race and teaching it to young children. And I think that that's part on the catalyst of that, you know, because we have a lot of adults who don't even know these works. Roots, you know, haven't watched Roots and haven't watched Friday, you know, these staples that we know in the community that some of us identify with wholeheartedly. And, you know, I don't think that you should put a ban on all these great artistic expressions when you have a lot of people that still need to be introduced to them, to be able to enjoy them, and even understand the reason why they even exist.
Yep.
So, you know, I just wanted to make sure that we all knew that there is a movie on at the theater right now. If you have an opportunity to get out and watch it, go see Teal. I promise you, you will enjoy it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, brother. All right.
So, getting back to station identification.
This has been an interesting segment so far.
Absolutely, we have. Absolutely.
A little work happening here at DSDT out in the hallway. It's all good. Don't be alarmed. We're good.
Right.
Having a good time. Progression.
That's what they call it. All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to be bringing up now. We have our guest this week, and he's been here before, right? And we want to bring him on because there's some things that are happening around Detroit. Specifically, there is a conference, I call it a conference, happening that I wanted to bring him in today to kind of explain to not only me, but to our community about what's the reason for it and why it's so important and why we need to be there.
And
all right.
I need to get it on myself. So he's going to get me in just a moment.
Yep. He's going to get you together.
Yep. He's going to get me together. Come on, Rob, Courtney. Come on.
He's going to get you together. So without further ado, why don't we bring on Mr. Rob?
Gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Looking good, brother. Looking good.
Hey, man. Trying to keep up with both of you.
Hey, man. You do your thing. That's what you do best. How's it going?
I try.
All right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you still rocking the Lions hat, man.
You know, it matches the outfit.
That's one reason to wear. Probably the only reason. No. That's the only reason to wear. So Rob, you have this.
How was my service? Am I good?
Yeah. You're good. Okay. So you have this event that's going to be coming up on the 15th. It's called CreatorCon. Can you explain just to Josh and I to start out? Explain to us what it is and why is it so needed right now?
So I got to give you some context. CreatorCon, in my opinion, is the evolution of all the things we've tried to do as entrepreneurs and influencers and entertainers. When it comes to personal brands, I feel everybody's on social to bring awareness, and everybody's trying to find that path. And I don't think there's ever been a word that embodies all the things that we all are capable of until this word creator has come onto the scene. And so my concept or vision with CreatorCon is that let's really define what a creator is, because in my opinion, a creator can literally be anything, any industry, any path, any idea. You could be a creator and you can create that, right? So CreatorCon is bringing every industry that we feel is kind of the predominant industry. So we're covering real estate, fashion, hospitality, music, all these different things. We're bringing in the top Detroit experts to speak on panels, to do keynotes, to do breakout sessions, and to basically give insight in as to how they've been able to navigate their experience in those particular lanes. And the response has just been like remarkable. And so that's in essence what CreatorCon is. It will probably evolve into more, but everybody has a perception of what a creator is. And this is my vision or my explanation as to what that term creator means in 2022.
All right. Give us a lay of the land. When, where, what time, all that as far as it happening.
So it'll happen on November 15th. It's a 12-hour event. It'll start at 10 a.m. It'll go until 10 p.m. It's been broken down into segments. So we'll start with fitness and mental health in the morning, and we'll end with content creators and people that do it for digital marketing purposes at night. Within that, there will be entertainment, comedy, performances. We'll have an array of hosts intertwined throughout the program, as well as several keynotes from bigger names like Mark Z and oh my goodness.
Did you say Carlos?
Randy Rosario.
Now, if I ask you to come on for a live segment, you can't blank out on me like that. You can't do that. If I bring you on to a morning show and ask you to bring
that wasn't me.
Don't do that to me. Because that's what I'm going to do a little bit later.
Well, you can't have me in the green room for hours and hours and expect me to be ready when you finally decide to push the button.
Oh my goodness.
I'm joking.
Yeah, no.
How long
But no.
is this gonna take?
Randy,
they have to work on that.
Randy,
the green room for more
Randy
than an hour.
Rosario, no doubt. Randy Rosario will be doing a performance, and so it's just we've tried to intertwine every aspect of what Detroit is building and put them in the same building at the same time, and then allow for entrepreneurs and aspiring creators to come in and ask questions, soak up the information, and be able to rub shoulders with these people that they would never normally get a chance to rub shoulders with.
Okay, so Rob, I see that is this like your brainchild, or is this like a movement that's going on around the country? Because I saw a number of creator cons, and I was just wondering, are you the founder of this specific Detroit branch, or how
Yes.
How does this come to be?
So CreatorCon Detroit is mine. Detroit Creator or CreatorConDetroit.com is mine. There is several creator cons with a lot of different intents and purposes. CreatorCon Detroit is about highlighting Detroit creators and then using this as a platform to bring more attention and more light to what's happening here in Detroit, which I feel, the timing for that is incredible because of the many things that we already have happening, minus the Lions losing record. There's a lot of other things.
You traded TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah. There's so much going on in Detroit right now. And so I just feel like anytime I have an opportunity through my relationships and network to bring so much talent, like I keep saying this is a historical event because I don't think there's ever been a time where there's been this much talent in this many industries in the same place with the purpose of helping other people. Like, I don't think it's ever happened before. And so I'm excited about it.
Wow, that's powerful.
How can people participate, get tickets, get more information? Lay all that out for us, please.
So the easiest way is to go to Eventbrite, type in CreatorCon Detroit. It'll pop right up. You can visit CreatorConDetroit.com for more detailed information about the speakers, the panels, the segments, things of that nature. You're welcome to follow us on all the platforms. Everyone is talking about it. There's an enormous buzz. Several tickets already sold, and the momentum is only going to get stronger as we get closer to the event. So as far as being involved, the roster is filled for this year, but next year there will be a formal process for bringing in different speakers. And if it's something that you be interested in doing, I would recommend contacting us now, because the speaker lineup is going to fill up fast. And so let's start that process and make some introductions so we can see if you make the cut for 2023.
What do you mean we make the cut? Josh and I are coming.
Oh, well, we didn't say you. We're talking about the general masses. You and Josh is different.
It's official. We're there.
All right, Tuesday, November 15th, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Location once again?
Grand Theater on Woodward in downtown Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm so upset that I won't be able to make it. I mean, you can't even begin.
My heart's broken. My heart's broken.
But because I mean, come on, I support everything that Rob does.
No doubt.
I think that he is phenomenal. You know, definitely by far one of the more innovative creators that I know. I love the fact that he even gives homage to the word creator. You know, it really is personal to me. I'm often telling the story of how, you know, I get into these meetings and there's so many times that those that are technical, those that are in cybersecurity, information technology, they can get credit because people, and the numbers actually can show that, right? They have the stats for it. But when you talk about from a creative standpoint, we often get left out of the conversations. You know, and you're talking about
divide.
Yeah, you're trying to put down the medium earnings for an individual annually that's a creative. There's nowhere that you can necessarily just go and look. And so I think that this is more relative to those that are in my community that are looking for the next phase of whatever that might be. You know, go ahead.
Sorry, Carlos. I was going to say, and beyond that, the dialogue between the true creative and the business owner, and the understanding of what goes into creative, the time, the knowledge, the information, the layers, whereas the business owner would think this is an easy project. The creative typically doesn't have time to break down what that looks like. On the flip side, the owner doesn't get the opportunity to explain his cost and why he needs to charge this, but may be able to provide more volume of services, you know. And so there's so much conversation that I get to play middleman for in my, you know, daily activity. And now I want the source to speak to the person making the decisions, so you can hear from the horse's mouth, and everybody can have a clear understanding of what that relationship should look like.
Yeah. Vince Reed, who I often follow, he has a saying. He says, "You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know." Being a creative, so many times we're not wrapped up into getting our money right. I just had a creative just a couple of weeks ago come in, and he was ecstatic that he had gotten his LLC. I'm saying LLC, okay, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's great, but it's so much more to it than just that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that these conversations, these type of conferences are very much needed in order to give our communities the information that they needed in order to get to the next level.
Now we need to talk about 401k, IRA, savings bonds.
Let's not start talking all those languages. I'm just saying. 401k.
Tips bonds, especially right now.
Yeah.
Those are all facts.
That's right. That's right. Rob, we definitively appreciate you. Now, I know that you're not here in the great state of the Mitten. Where are you today?
I'm not. I'm in California, trying to curate a deeper connection with one of our partners, and so I'm in the OC, Orange County.
Okay.
I'll tell you, boy.
Rocking that sweet Lions cap.
This guy.
Hey, you got a rep, man. You got a rep.
Man, that shows how loyal we are as Detroit Lions fans.
Hey, you know what though? Everywhere I go, I rock Detroit gear.
No doubt.
Everywhere I go,
man.
Costa Rica had Detroit on. They was losing. I'm just saying when I was
Losing
there.
badly,
Hey, listen.
Hey.
The Detroit narrative over the last 10 years has changed so drastically.
Very true.
The way people I remember going to California 10 years ago, and the reaction was, man, how are you guys doing down there? Like, are we making it? Like they made me feel like I was living in a box. Like it was just like a third world country, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's like, man, I cannot wait to get to Detroit. You guys got so many things happening. And so it's just interesting. You make the Times cover and all of a sudden you're the popular place and where everybody want to come. So it's cool watching that happen.
That's true.
100%, brother.
That's true. Rob, we appreciate you again, my friend. You know we love
Anytime, man.
You know you.
Hey, man, I wanted to be a part of that Kanye conversation. I want to be a part of the Twitter conversation. So you got to bring me back so we can talk social media.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. You know, we know you the grandfather of it all, and we definitively will get you back. Maybe we'll talk. Because see, Rob is the person that I can call up. Literally, I can call Rob up 10 minutes before airtime, and Rob will make time for us.
100%.
You know, I get chills saying that too. You know,
100%.
and it's not you can't find a better dude than him, and he is authentic. He is the real deal, and I definitely appreciate. I appreciate you, my brother.
Hey, Carlos, Josh, I need to give y'all a quick Instagram hack.
Mm-hmm.
If you got topics inside your reels, go to reels, post a post. You might have topics, the topics feature. If you do, add 3 topics and watch the reel go crazy. Everybody don't have it, but if you got it, try it. Let me know what happened. Topics.
Hold on. Let me see. Let's try this while you're here with us, brother. Okay, go to Instagram. Go to the
just load any video.
And go for real.
Yep, for real. And
okay,
then
for real.
Before you get ready to post it, when it asks you about tagging or location, there's a new feature called topics.
So pick a video. Okay, pick a video.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, so before I hit add, where am I looking for?
So go all the way to the place before you're getting ready to share it.
Yep.
So do you see topics in there?
Do I hit add before I get to topics?
Hold the phone to the screen real quick. Oh yeah, add it. Yeah, get all the way to where you're getting ready to post.
Okay. It says okay, next. Nah, I don't think I have it. Wait, hold on.
See, you see location and
okay, yep, I see
share to Facebook and all.
Tag people, rename audio, location, add fundraiser, advanced settings.
You don't see topics?
I don't see topics. Okay.
Oh man, you don't got it. Look, you're that top. Listen. They're rolling it out. Like, only reason I bring it up because I was on a platform or someone's social who isn't active and hasn't been for a while, and they have it. So it's random. It doesn't matter how long or how
Probably
short.
beta.
It's just they're randomly selecting.
Right.
Yep. So
Yeah.
if you have topics, it is the new hashtag basically.
Okay.
And it's working.
Got it.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
And it's when you post a reel,
Keep an eye
correct?
out for it. It's when you post a reel.
All
Yeah.
right. Good information, brother.
Rob,
Thank you.
we appreciate you, brother. Be safe in
Always,
your travels.
man. Always
And
a
I look
pleasure.
forward to seeing you real soon. All right.
All right, CreatorCon, November 15th. I need everybody there. Let's go.
We're gonna talk. Let me see what I can do to get you on early that morning for a live studio segment.
Man, that would be so dope. You know,
All
I
right,
appreciate
let's
you, bro.
talk in a moment.
I'm gonna have your people talk with my
Okay,
people.
sound good.
Great episode, man. A lot of dialogue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think you if you sat back and watched, kind of speaks for itself at this point.
It does. It does. Now, let's keep. This is episode number 10, in case you guys are not watching, and so that means that we will be taking a break here for the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for when we appear. I don't know as of right now. We got to discuss it. I don't know if it's going to be the 22nd or it's going to be the 29th, right? Because the 22nd, there's some great things happening on. You know what 22nd of November is?
Wait a minute. That is
The 22nd of November is one of the greatest days that ever happened in mankind's
Oh, that's your
existence.
that's your birthday.
What? My birthday.
And we're having a party the 19th.
Happy birthday party.
All
Wait a
right.
minute, hold on. Why they laughing? Why they laughing?
Big 5-0.
Yeah, it's my birthday. And
All
so the 22nd, I don't know if we come back then or if we just wait a week after Thanksgiving. What do you think, Josh?
I think I can come back the 22nd.
22nd?
Yeah.
All right, let's
do
come
the
back
22nd, man.
Let's come back for my birthday.
Yeah.
Let's come back for my birthday.
If you're game, I'm game.
I'm game.
All right, let's do it.
Because we'll have 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Next week, I won't be in studio. I'm going on a little trippy trip. A little trippy trip. I don't know what it is, man. I'm at that phase where every time and every chance I can go somewhere, I'm gone. I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that at some point I can get my good friend back here, Mr. Webb. For all you guys who don't see Mr. Webb, there's Mr. Webb back there. There's our in-house student producer. I'm just hoping at some point we can get him tuned in enough to where I don't have to be here full time and I can do it from abroad. So stay tuned for that in the upcoming months. Right, Mr. Webb?
Right on.
In the months.
All right, would have
Josh.
his flavor in the mix.
Exactly. And he just reminds me of me. I used to have hair like that too. I'm just saying. I mean, back in the day, I used to have, but cut it thin to win. I'm just saying.
Hey.
All right, Josh.
All right, so we are back on the 22nd, correct?
Back on the 22nd, November 22nd, my birthday.
Okay, the big 5-0.
Hold on, you got to tell the people all that. You ain't have to do all that. You can do that.
All right. So until November 22nd, when we return, this is the Tech School Podcast powered by DSDT. See ya.